Hello everyone, this is your Love and Finance Tarot Guidance for the month of April 2022. For those joining in across my social media, my monthly Love and Finance Tarot Guidance is my signature piece and always covers beyond the month ahead, keeping you with the heads up as to what is coming. I offer a variety of in-depth tarot guidances and several tiers of readings from which you can choose. It is part of a subscription package, and they are available through my website, tarotbycecilia.com, Patreon, my members only area on Facebook, and now also on YouTube. Please note each of these is totally separate from any other, so if you join one, it does not give you access to the others. Since February, the excitement over your changes has been building, and April does indeed have its wonderful moments. I believe there are changes possible which you may have been thinking were impossible. Once again, we begin the month with a new moon happening on April 1st, this one being in Aries at 11 degrees. This is the moment which will truly kick off the astrological new year, which began back on March 20th, and all you to put in that Aries energy to its highest and best use for you. Venus moves into Pisces, its sign of exaltation, on the 5th, to stay until May the 2nd. Venus loves being here, and the tone is softer, more sensitive, compassionate, and intuitive. Mercury enters Taurus from April 10th through the 29th, slowing the pace a bit so you can catch your breath. Thoughts and communication are more deliberate and singularly focused now. On the 14th, Mars will move into Pisces until May 24th. Mars wants to go, 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 and in Pisces the energy can become a bit muddled. Try not to launch any important projects at this time unless they are creative ones. The creative ones will definitely have the green light. A full moon in Libra at 26 degrees on April 16th marks the beginning of the first eclipse season of 2022. It will end May 30th at the new moon in Gemini. There is a decision which may need to be made, and the question is likely to be which way the scales of justice will tip for you. The sun will enter Taurus for 4 weeks, April 19th until May 20th. Here in the northern hemisphere, it is a time to connect with the earth and to appreciate things of beauty, especially those connected to Mother Nature. Your retrograde free zone comes to an end April 29th as Pluto begins its annual retrograde until October 8th. This is the time to transform your inner world as you turn inward to confront and heal old wounds. This month has some very interesting aspects, beginning with a conjunction on the 1st between the Sun and Chiron, the same day as the Aries new moon. Facing your wounds is not always easy, but this transit will help you to heal an area of your life covered by Aries energy. On the 2nd, Mercury will also conjunct Chiron, and the Aries healing continues through thought and communication. Then the Sun will conjunct Mercury, a most glorious cazimi, since Mercury is direct at this time. Consider this a very good opportunity to get your point across. Communicating clearly is favored now. Mars will conjunct Saturn on April 4th, and this one could be a bit tricky. Perhaps you can plan in advance to tackle a tough project because Mars needs an outlet for its aggressive behavior. Be on the lookout for those who are itching to take their frustrations out on someone. Do not let it be you. On the 5th, Mars squares the North Node. This can feel a bit tense, but it can help you summon the courage necessary to move forward. Be careful not to do so without forethought. Mercury in Aries will sextile Saturn in Aquarius, April 7th, making this a good time to sign on the dotted line. First, make sure you have read everything thoroughly. This energy provides clarity in judgment and thinking, so you have an understanding of what is entailed in any agreement. Jupiter forms a sextile with the North Node April 8th, and Jupiter has a way of connecting you to the right person. And considering the North Node is your direction, there are some tremendous possibilities here. Also on the 8th, Mercury will sextile Mars, making many things seem much easier to do. Go ahead and tackle that project you keep setting aside because it seems too hard. Mercury squares Pluto on the 10th, bringing the conspiracy theorists out in full force as they push to spread their misinformation to the gullible masses. The 11th brings a square with Saturn in the North Node. You are doomed to repeat a lesson if you have not done so in the past. Saturn can place limitations and restrictions on you and really put a damper on your attitude. It is possible to feel very pessimistic now, as in why bother? It never goes right anyway. Jupiter conjuncts Neptune on the 12th. Once again, I feel compelled to mention scammers. Do not enter any agreements, as things may not be clear enough. This transit is better used for spiritual pursuits. The Aries Sun sextiles Saturn April 12th, giving you the serious attitude you need to get the job done. It will be easier to tackle difficult tasks now. On the 17th, Mercury will sextile Venus. Not only is this a social transit, but it is one which allows you to breathe, as in exhale after a stressful time. Your ability to solve a problem or two is heightened now. Business dealings should do well at this time. The 18th brings a conjunction with Mercury and Uranus. Some of the best ideas are born here, and brilliant ones can come to you in a flash. There is a chance of news coming out of the blue, but with Uranus involved, it is difficult to say how it will be. Also on the 18th, Venus will sextile Uranus. You could decide to change your look quite suddenly and do something totally unnew. This is a very social transit. Sadly, the Sun will square Pluto on this day as well, and people will need to keep their egos in check, as everyone seems to be vying for power. April 23rd, Mercury conjuncts the North Node. Your ideas will be well received now, and your brain is indeed working overtime, coming up with new ones to share. On the 24th, Mercury will square Saturn. This is not an ideal time for signing contracts, and mentally you may not be feeling your best. Mercury will also sextile Neptune on this day, and it may be the perfect follow-up to the square, since it will encourage you to seek more creative pursuits, socialize a bit, and perhaps just relax. Venus will sextile the North Node on April 25th, and this is a great time to pursue the arts or call to yourself things of beauty which make you feel good. On the 27th, Mercury will sextile Jupiter. This is the perfect opportunity for study if you wish to learn anything new. Your vision is expanded under this influence, and you can see the big picture much easier. Also on the 27th, Venus conjuncts Neptune. Be careful of those rose-colored glasses so you do not build up a relationship in your mind as something which it is not. This time may be better spent in creative pursuits or even taking in a movie. Mercury forms a trine with Pluto on the 28th, and chances are someone is dominating the conversation. Is it you, or is someone else flexing their powers of persuasion? And lastly, Venus will conjunct Jupiter April 30th, and this sounds as good as it can be. There is a social aspect available here, but more so, there is the possibility of rewards coming your way from the universe. This is a great way to end the month with such positive vibes, finding you as gifts, some of which could be financial in nature. That all sounds fairly positive now, doesn't it? You know, I almost feel like it would, because it kind of was February. There was like, okay, something's got to happen, right? And then March started to bring in the trying to get it going, trying to figure out the changes, trying to make it happen. April seems to be bringing a little something unexpected, like throwing in a twist. I don't think it's a bad thing, okay? But around the 17th, 18th, you heard me mention all of the Uranus action in there. I think that you're going to find that while you were trying to figure everything out, the universe has something else in mind. And that will be, I'm going to say, more evident come May and June. It's always keeping things interesting, so we'll have to see how this is going. Anyway, you know, I see a lot of, I want to say, people being good to one another. We need that. We need that really, really bad. and it doesn't feel, like it's just in your neighborhood. Feels like it's a little bit of everywhere, so to speak. There is a definite focus here throughout the entire month about you and your power, because some area of your life, it's like that power was taken away from you. All right, it's not as easy as it was before, and that's one of the things you've been trying to figure out, is how to get your life going in the direction that you want and get your power back. Now, I see some good news that's coming here. It's not really showing when, so I'm inclined to think that there is more than one opportunity, but let's say post full moon is a good possibility, okay? And even more likely when we see the sun making its move from Aries to Taurus. So something's happening there. And if you're looking for a little more, financial, I don't want to use the word stability, but where you don't feel like the money is going out hand over fist and you're able to kind of hang on to a little bit of it, that seems good, because there's that, a little over here, a little over there, just kind of keeping things going to keep life balanced. There does seem to be a moment or two of exceptional clarity coming before the Libra full moon. Okay. It's very direct. There's a lot of truth and honesty that's involved in this. Okay. But I also think that you need to, watch out for people, because could be someone with a sharp tongue. All right. They don't come across as that way all the time, but something's happening. But I do see here that there is at least one issue around the time of the full moon that you are putting to rest. So that's good, with the culminations, but it's kind of like the universe has your back no matter what's happening. And that's important to know. So it's like, exhale, okay? That moment of exhaling. But, the powers that be, they always need to have their say. I don't know what that means, but it's almost as though if you think you know what the rule book says, that someone else will come along and say, oh, look, but I got this big rule book here that's a foot thick, and when I go to page 2022, oh, there you go, that's the year, isn't it? And this is the rule that we're going by now, that kind of thing. But you are stepping into your power. This eclipse season that is coming, it's going to be an extremely powerful one, just so you know that. I feel like I missed something in my overview here. On April the 30th, there's a new moon partial solar eclipse happening at 10 degrees Taurus. So if I didn't mention that, now you know. All right, it's the first of two eclipses that are happening. Remember, I said the Libra full moon kicks off the eclipse season. The second eclipse is going to be a doozy. All right, just letting you know now. It's a full moon total lunar eclipse at 25 degrees Scorpio. So it's like there's really going to be some major endings in there, I do believe. Okay, now, so we're aware that eclipse season is coming. So when that happens, not everything is clear, not everything is decided. All right, pretty much you have to wait until the end, when you come out the other side, to see what is going on. But I'd say intuitively, you know that there is something in your life that you need to separate from. Wow. April, May, there was just this, eclipse season is a crazy time. It really is. Things are moving very, very fast. There's a lot of information to take in and to understand. And, here you are trying to make your decisions and stand your ground. And, you don't want to be trampled on, okay? It's that kind of a thing. It's like when they have, what do you call it? like a doorbuster sale, and you're the person who has to unlock the door and let the people in, and you're like holding them back, that kind of thing. So the change is coming, and I don't think that you can stop it. That's for sure. All right, but there's definitely, like a new day that's gonna. Wow, I've got the absolute chills here. Remember, I've been saying March, April, and May. What in the world is going on? Because there's a portal here, and here you are, just stuck a lot of times by your own accord. It comes through decisions that you've made, habits that you haven't been able to break. I think I mentioned in there somewhere about some of them, like if you repeat certain patterns and that kind of thing. But the future, woohoo, man. I'm going to mention 2 dates that I feel are very key, give or take a day. Like around them, you're going to see things that are happening. One is Easter, which is April 17th, and the other is here, Mother's Day falls on May the 8th. Okay, what is happening? Here's the thing with the Mother's Day one. It's weird because a lot of times when it comes to abundance is, things that you have wanted, things that will fill you. But then when they're there, you're not so sure. You got to think about it. I'm just saying, it doesn't feel like, wow. They don't come back to back, but the separations lead to celebrations, all right? It's kind of like being adrift and not being certain for a while, but you're just moving to beat the band and keep everything going. Things are much, much different by June, July, in that time frame. Much, much better. And you're ready for anything. So I'm telling you, there's something that's coming in, and I feel like if there wasn't a hint at it in March, the hint is there in April. The opening to whatever is good. There it is. There it is. Oh, man. More chills again. I just can't. When I see this, yeah. What are you doing at the Aries new moon? Remember, I said that it is what really truly kicks off the Aries energy, the astrological year, happening on April the 1st. There's an opening that's coming, and I just know it's coming this month. It's leading to opportunity. It's leading to change. It's like you not feeling like you have to fight for anything anymore. Maybe that's not true. All right, because there always seems to be some kind of a battle that we have to pick. But I am just, let's see. Oh, man. The past is a huge, huge burden. I don't know how else to put it. It's like carrying all that crap. Is it mental? Is it, stuff that happened and you're trying? There's a lot of dealing with things here, okay? And I think it can come in various forms. It's everything from stuff that you've done, responsibilities that you've had, just getting, it's getting everything together, getting everything organized. It's time. It's time for a change. It's time to just let all that go. Because when May comes in, it's like the tide is shifting. I don't know how else to explain it. All right. Major puzzle piece. My goodness, you worry. You worry so much. I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I really, truly don't. When this eclipse season comes, right? What's it take? 6 weeks? Something like that. It's amazing change. That's probably the part where I said, like, you're adrift, okay, during that time frame. But this is powerful. This is karmic. I'm thinking karmic, and you not being so sure how it's all going to work out. But boy, it is. It's like time for things to turn in your favor, and you're the one to create it. I'm just thinking here, if you, right, a different view of what will make you happy. Okay, that's interesting. There is that full moon again, and not feeling totally in control. There's something that's going on. All right, something that's going on, and you, or let's see, you need to take back your power. May, June, all right, there's a lot. Wow, I gotta look more at what I just set down. It's all happening. It's all here, all right? Your hopes and dreams are still intact. I think that you just have a whole different view of everything that's coming in, and it's there's a lot of finalities in here, things happening, things, you feeling like you're getting on track, and kind of being a little triumphant over that, because there most definitely were some, hard times through which you persisted, and you seem to be, let me see, I'd say totally leaving them behind by the Sagittarius full moon in June. Yep, that seems to be a good one. I haven't really looked at it yet, but it does seem to be a good one. But the thing of it is that this feels like a bit of a process where something may even be coming your way that you felt you wanted for a long time, but then you're stopping to reconsider and ask yourself, all right, I did all this by myself. And, how dare you? How dare you bring this in now when I wanted it 10 years ago, right? Something's going on. But I'll tell you what, it's all leading up to major transformation. That Scorpio total lunar eclipse, I told you, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be an absolute doozy. But it's like out of the fog emerges something you've been wishing for, or that you wished for. Yeah, major connection here. I'm telling you, this is while the sun is in Taurus. Okay, take your time with things. Most definitely take your time. Let's see. Oh my goodness, yeah, I get a little tongue-tied sometimes when I look at all this stuff. That mid-month, 17th, 18th of April, that's gonna knock your socks off, okay? I'm sorry. It's just like, you're kind of being guided. You think, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But there's some very lighthearted energy that wants to come in. There's a new adventure that awaits, all right? And it's time to come out of the shadows. No more sneaking around, all right? The plan is the plan. Seems to me there is a new one which is afoot, and it's not showing me what it is or what it pertains to. But when I look at what's here, I have to say that this is probably a new plan, even a plan that you're tweaking. And it looks like it's around the time of the Scorpio eclipse, all right? Because there's such a major change that's there, all right? What plan are you implementing at that time? I think you're going to find that there's like a main storyline that's leading up to, what did I say, Mother's Day. And, that's like a week before the eclipse. There's a big change in there, big shift as to what is coming. And it's just like you're working your way into a whole new story where you're going to find that there are some, major changes going on in your life. I'm like, I couldn't even begin to guess at what they are for you, all right? I just know that they are going to be very, very different. And if you have been waiting for massive change to arrive, I'd say the Scorpio full moon will deliver. And it's a good thing that it's coming up now, to be honest, even though it doesn't occur until next month, because this is a big deal. All right, so not just the Scorpio people, not just the Taurus people, but everyone is going to feel it in some way. And life is about to become different, and new things are on their way, and some of the old ones need to die off and time to move on. Very, very interesting. All right, that's April with some May thrown in. I want to thank you all very much for being here, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care.